Hello everybody, welcome back to another video, and today we are reviewing the entire Season 1 of WandaVision. So let's get started. So I think, just like the other ones, every other review I've done so far, we're going to start without spoilers, and then we're going to get into some spoilers.
This will set it off.
So, I guess we'll get started without spoilers. This time we're going to talk about the entire show as a whole, though. And I'm pretty sure there's only going to be one season. I could be wrong, but as of right now, this is the series review. So, let's start without spoilers. And one thing that was awesome about the show is that whenever it felt like every episode that was a sitcom episode, it felt like a sitcom from that decade. Because it was different sitcoms from different decades, and each episode felt like a sitcom from that decade. And whenever it was an episode that wasn't about sitcoms, it really felt like an MCU movie, which was really cool. So that was pretty epic. Sorry for my dog. And then also, that's pretty much all I can say without spoiling it, really, like the entire show as a whole. I really enjoyed this show. I thought it was pretty epic. The final episode, I did feel should have had more action than it did, but that's my main flaw with the show. Besides that, I don't have much to say without spoiling it, so I think we're going to get into some spoilers. So if you haven't seen any episode of WandaVision, click away, because I'm going to spoil all 9 episodes. I'll give you 3 more seconds to click away.
Well, the cat's out of the bag.
Now let's start talking about some spoilers. So this show was pretty epic, and something I noticed, because when I rewatched it, was there are hexes everywhere, which is a bit of foreshadowing, because like they're stuck in the hex, and it's kind of funny how hexes are all over the show.
Hey, do you have a second? Don't worry.
I just thought that was pretty cool foreshadowing there. And then it was kind of weird, because at the beginning of the show, like in episode 1, they didn't tell us anything. They just dropped us in there like, hey, you're in a sitcom and Wanda and Vision happen to star in it. Well, what's that mean? I don't know. I guess you have to watch and find out. Even though it took us like 3 episodes to find out. But even in those episodes that were only sitcom that didn't tell us anything, there was still some foreshadowing, which was nice. Because it really did feel like a mystery show. And as we talked about in my past reviews, every commercial relates to Wanda and her past. Some of them her past, not all of them. And then something I found funny was that in episode 1, Mrs. Hart said her head was spinning, supposedly from being hungry, but I wonder if that was like one of the side effects of being in the hex and being under her control. I just found that interesting. Maybe it was just her being hungry, but I just thought that was interesting. And now that I've seen the entire show, when she says stop it, is she talking to Mr. Hart, or was she talking to Wanda? Because Wanda was in control, and everybody knows that. Well, all the residents of Westview know that, not everybody. And something else that was kind of funny was that Mr. Hart said there's so much chaos in his house, in Vision's house. And that's kind of funny, again, foreshadowing Wanda's chaos magic.
Back in my day.
But I still have a question, though, from, like, I believe episode 2. They never explained how the helicopter was colored. Was that just there to be like teasing and foreshadowing, or what? Because they said it wasn't Sword who colored it, and it also, I don't think it was Wanda who colored it, because she seemed confused when she saw it. Maybe I'm wrong. And also, whatever happened to the beekeeper? Because we saw him, and then Wanda said no, she ran out of time, and he just disappeared. I know he wasn't actually a beekeeper, but that's what he was in the hex. So, like, whatever happened to him? Is he dead? Is he no longer? Does he no longer exist? Is he back outside the hex? Is he a person in the hex? Like, whatever happened to him? And also, something I loved about this was how the aspect ratio changed whenever we changed between the hex and the real world. Because, like, certain sitcoms, like the black bars would be at the left and right, like some sitcoms would. And then some sitcoms, it was full screen, like that sitcom would be. And then whenever we got outside the hex, it was the bars were on the top and bottom, like a movie. And I thought that was really cool how they did that.
The trains from Grand
How they even
Central
paid
are
attention to
canceled
that. That
again?
was really cool.
It's not like the aliens are
And then
actually-
also, the opening scene in episode 4 I thought was awesome. Because I thought it was really cool seeing a different perspective of people coming back. I'm not sure, did they just call that the blip too? Maybe they do. I thought they only called it the blip with Thanos snap. Maybe every snap is called the blip, I don't know. But I think that was really cool. And now we know that Monica Rambeau was one of the ones who didn't survive the decimation, the blip, the snap.
I'm just kidding. Great work.
And that, I just thought that scene was awesome, and they handled it really well too. And I thought, I didn't notice this right away, but it is cool how Jimmy Woo did learn close-up magic. Because if you remember in Ant-Man and the Wasp, when Scott did it, he thought it was really cool, and we saw that he was practicing it. And now in WandaVision, he finally does know it. I am curious as to if he was blipped or if he survived. I mean, I'm guessing he survived because how did he learn close-up magic? Because it's been like, what, 2 weeks since Endgame when this takes place?
Well, this is just fantastic.
So, yeah, that was cool. And also something Wu mentions is he does mention alternate realities, which could be referencing the upcoming Doctor Strange into the Multiverse of Madness, which Wanda will be a part of. I just thought it was really cool that he mentioned that, and the next thing we're gonna see Wanda is in Doctor Strange into the Multiverse of Madness. And also now we know when Norm says make her stop, he was talking about Wanda in episode 5 when Vision like released her from Wanda's control. He said make her stop, because I was theorizing maybe it wasn't Wanda because he just said her, so it could have been Agatha, but nope, now we know it is Wanda. We also know that she was lying about controlling people in I think that was still episode 5, the 80s sitcom episode, because they're talking at the end. Vision goes, I know you're controlling everything, and Wanda's like, no I'm not, I don't know what you're talking about, how is that even possible? And we know she was lying about that, but she was not lying when Pietro, or at this point they don't know that, Pietro shows up at the door. She was telling the truth that was not her. And that, I know some people, you may call him Pietro, you may call him Ralph Boner. I call him Pietro, that's my favorite name for him. That's what I've been calling him ever since we found out he was fake. And also, Wu, Monica, and Darcy are like an awesome trio, and I really hope we see more of them moving forward. We will be seeing Monica in Captain Marvel 2, so we will be seeing more of her, but what about Jimmy Woo and Darcy Lewis? Will we ever see them again? I kind of want to.
Oh, it's so good to see the city.
I know as of right now, we will not be seeing Darcy in Thor 4, Love and Thunder. Maybe that could change, but I know she's not going to be in it as of right now. And I really hope Wu returns. I'm not sure what movie he would return in, or TV show, but I think that'd be awesome to see him return. Maybe Hawkeye, because Hawkeye was also under house arrest, so maybe he could like cameo there, I don't know.
Take it easy.
And I don't know where Darcy would appear.
It's a satchel, and it's mine. Help!
Wow, Vision's glitching right there, he's still walking.
Purse, it's a satchel.
Anyway, back in episode 7, we now know why Billy couldn't read Agnes's mind, because she was Agatha Harkness. We also know that in that same episode,
Sir, I am sorry that
she
you
said.
felt threatened by you.
No, it's not a hurt.
We also know that in that episode, the reason why he couldn't read the bunny's mind was because it wasn't a bunny. Because they never actually showed it in the series, but it was confirmed that there was a deleted scene that showed the bunny become like, I don't know what, some sort of monster-like creature. So now we know that some of the theories were that he was Mephisto. He's not quite Mephisto, but he's close because he was supposed to be like a monster-type creature. So now we know that's why he couldn't read his mind. But that never happened. Also, my question in episode 7 is still, when everything was happening, keeping Vision and Darcy away from Wanda's house, was that Wanda doing that? Because maybe she was like, oh, I don't want to hear it from Vision. I know he's just gonna be like, haha, I was right. Why are you doing this? You should stop. Or was it Agatha? Because we knew she wanted Wanda for her magic. So was it Agatha keeping them away? That way she didn't have multiple distractions? Or was it Wanda?
Is all I have to my name.
So that's just a question I've always had since episode 7. I feel like it's possible it could be either or, but they never told us.
That's another win for the good guys.
So,
Normally,
and also this is actually the first time they've ever mentioned about Wanda's accent. Because like in Age of Ultron she had it, in Civil War she still had it, but it wasn't as strong. And then in Infinity War and Endgame it was kind of completely gone, and even at the beginning of WandaVision. And this, I thought maybe at first before WandaVision happened, I thought maybe they just decided not to do it anymore because they felt like it. But no, they actually acknowledge it in this show, which was, I thought was pretty interesting that they actually acknowledged something like that, because I saw it, maybe they just let it go, be like, oh, whatever, who cares, but nope, they actually acknowledged it, which I thought was interesting. So, yeah, also, moving on, I did have a question wondering, was she always supposed to be the Scarlet Witch, like, ever since she was born? Was she, like, I don't think she was a Scarlet Witch at first, because the book says she's forged, not born. But, like, was she destined to be Scarlet Witch ever since she was little? Or did, like, the Mind Stone just happen to turn her into that? That's a question I've been wondering. And they might answer that in Doctor Strange 2, maybe. But that's something I was just wondering, and I'm interested to find out. Also, what happened to White Vision? The Vision that Thor created, because after Hex Vision gave him back his memories, he just said, I am Vision, and flew away, and he disappeared. I am very curious as to what's going to happen next with him, because, like, one, will he ever return? Or is that just a loose plot point that they're never going to get back to? Or maybe they're going to get back to it in, like, 10 years or so. I mean, look at Red Skull, for example. He disappeared in Captain America First Avenger, in like, what was it, 10 years later in Infinity War? They revealed that he was guarding the Soul Stone. They could do something like that with White Vision. I hope not, because I don't want to wait that long to find out what happens to him, but they could do that. And also, when he returns, he has his memories back. Well, will he have emotions? Because like Vision, our Vision from Age of Ultron was created in a way that he did have emotions. But, like, I'm just wondering if he'll have emotions when he's back or not. That's something I'm curious to find out. And then, I have another question wondering is, will Wanda be a hero or a villain in Doctor Strange 2? Because I feel the way WandaVision ended, it could go either way. They could either have her be a hero or a villain, or like the misunderstood antagonist, because like in the episode she accidentally put like these collar type things on everybody, choking them. She didn't mean to, so try to get rid of it. And they could easily have that be like one of the main plots of Doctor Strange 2 is she can't control it. She's hurting people even though she doesn't mean to. Doctor Strange has to stop her. Or I don't know, it could go anyway. My two main theories as of right now is that if she is a hero, if she's a good guy or protagonist in Doctor Strange 2, she'll be asking Doctor Strange for help to find her kids in the multiverse. Or if she's an antagonist, she'll be doing dangerous, evil things trying to find her kids in the multiverse, and Doctor Strange has to stop her. This isn't very dramatic. It's just kind of stuck here. But that's something I'm very curious of, because I feel like the way they end the show, they could go either way. They could have her be a protagonist or an antagonist, hero or villain. I'm very curious as to what they're going to do. But sadly, at this point in time, at the time of this recording, we still have like a year to find out. And then another question I have is, will Billy and Tommy return, like, be the same age as they were in WandaVision, or will they be like older? Well, I know they'll most likely be older because like the actors will grow up, of course, when they're filming Doctor Strange 2, or whenever they return. Maybe they won't return at all, but I think they will. Because in the show, at the end of the show, they're like 10 years old, But in the comic books, they're closer to teenager age. Like, I'm pretty sure they're at least like 15, about, maybe, possibly. I could be wrong. So I wonder if they're gonna come back and they're gonna be like 15, 16, like in the comic books, or if they're gonna keep them 10 years old, or probably 11 or 12. Actually, now I'm thinking about it, because you know, actors will age and while they're filming. So, but that's something I am wondering. Because I am really excited. I hope they're setting up the Young Avengers. I think they are. Because we have Haley, what's her name? Kate Bishop. I almost forgot her name for a minute there. We know she's coming, definitely. And now we have Wiccan and Vision, yeah. Wiccan and Speed. That's what I meant to say. And there's only a few more left. Like, we're getting Miss Marvel and Ironheart, who could also be potential Young Avenger members. Also, Patriot could show up in Falcon and Winter Soldier. Maybe not, but it's a possibility. And I really enjoyed the show as a whole. I thought it was really entertaining. I loved both the sitcom parts as well as the real world parts. Like, whenever we were watching the sitcom stuff, it felt like watching an actual sitcom, and I enjoyed it. It made me laugh. Ooh, almost got run over by a car. It made me laugh, and I really enjoyed the sitcom stuff of it. But I also really enjoyed the like real world, or you know, like the real world stuff of it, the sword stuff. But my main flaw with the show is in the finale. And my problem with the finale is two things. One, it didn't have enough action for my liking. And two, it did feel a little rushed to me. I feel like if they wanted to, they could have either had like a 2-hour episode or break it up into 2 parts. I mean, didn't Superman and Lois, didn't the pilot, wasn't that 2 hours? So they could have had, like, the finale of this be 2 hours. But I didn't hate the episode. Like, I know not everybody likes this episode, but I don't hate it. I think it was a pretty decent episode. I just feel like there could have been more and it could have been longer. Because, like, the ending, the way they ended it, well, the way they did Vision's death for, like, the 3rd time, poor Vision. But the way they did his death, I feel like they handled that really well. In a way that was both, it was emotional, but, like, still really good. And the same with Billy and Tommy. They didn't show us them dying, thank goodness. That probably would have been a little too much emotions. But I feel like the way they handle it really well. And I'm still curious as to what she meant by "thank you for choosing me to be your mother." Like, I'm not sure that was a weird line, I feel, for her to say, but it could mean something later. You never know, especially in the MCU. So, yeah. But other than that, I really enjoyed most of the entire show. And I did really enjoy it, and I am excited to see what's going to happen next. Both in the MCU, as well as with Wanda and White Vision, if he does return. Because we know we'll see Wanda again in Doctor Strange 2, but will we see Vision again? They did kind of hint at it, because Vision was like, we've said goodbye before, maybe we'll say hello again.
Is anyone receiving this message?
And White Vision's out there with his memories, so who knows? But we have no idea when or if we'll see him again. I think we'll eventually see him again. And also, will Agnes or Agatha return? Because she's still alive. I feel like she could return. I feel like if she does return, it'll be in Doctor Strange 2. If not, then she might not return. But she could. Because I'm also wondering who the villain of Doctor Strange 2 will be. Will it be Wanda? Or will it be the person Agnes warned Wanda about? Like, when she said, like, oh, you're crazy, you've unleashed something dangerous, you're gonna need me. Because I could see that being a part of Doctor Strange 2, where the villain she unleashed, like, being like Nightmare or Mephisto or Grim Reaper or anyone like that, shows up and they're like, oh my gosh, this guy's really powerful, we might actually need Agatha. Because his magic or whatever is, like, really strong. Because I feel like that's something a possibility that could happen. I could be completely wrong. Shoot, Wanda could be the main villain of Doctor Strange 2, which I feel is a possibility. And I think as a whole, I'd give the show maybe like a, I don't know, maybe 8.5 out of 10 or 9 out of 10. probably, because I really enjoyed the show. It did have its problems, but still, I really liked it. I thought it was pretty good. My main problem is the final episode, and even the final episode I enjoyed. So, yeah. What did you guys think of this show? Did you love it? Did you hate it? Did you think it was one of the best TV shows ever? Did you think it was one of the worst TV shows ever? Did you think it was pretty decent, but it had its flaws? What did you think? What's your favorite episode? I think I know what my favorite episode is. I'm hoping to do a ranking of episodes. Maybe, maybe not. I'm not sure what will happen with that yet. But I'm hoping to do that. And also, oh wow, I got a trophy. And also, if you guys like this video, please hit like. And if you want to see more videos like this, consider hitting subscribe. I reviewed every episode of WandaVision, like individually, talk about just that one episode. And I did also talk about my predictions, so if you watch them, you can see what I got right and what I got wrong. So if you want to check that out, go ahead and check that out. If you are interested, I'm also going to do more reviews in the future for like Falcon and Winter Soldier, Black Widow, and so on. And I've done gameplay reviews for like Marvel's Avengers, Fortnite as Marvel characters, and Marvel Spider-Man. So thank you for taking time to watch. Please like and subscribe. And I hope to see you guys in the next video. And make sure to hit the notification bell so you know when I post and go live. Thanks for watching. And wow, I can't believe WandaVision's over already. Feels like it went kind of fast. Even though when we were waiting for the episodes, it felt like it took forever. But yeah, thanks for watching. And I hope to see you guys in the next video. Bye.